because of the seal.
Yeah. Okay, so doing a timing chain replacement, basically just that the timing chain's probably old and worn out, never been replaced on this Craigslist engine here. So I just want to put it in my car and have it run, not have any problems. So gonna replace the timing chain and the harmonic balancer, and go through and replace the oil pan seal just so that hopefully I won't have any problems with it. So just go through, once the water pump's off, the harmonic balancer's off, you can get to the timing chain cover, take these bolts off. Alright, so I got all the bolts out here now and got it kind of pried off, and funny thing, we were looking at it and it looks like I have 2 seals on this actually, so that's just interesting. Kind of shows it's been off before then, so maybe the chain had been replaced, but it seemed kind of loose. But anyways, when you're pulling this off, you can see that dowel pin in there. You pull this out past that, and so you free the dowel, and then you can just kind of bump up on the bottom here, and the cover should slide out of that pan right there, and then you have full access to the timing chain. Okay, so I have the cover off here. Basically, when this was coming off, I had to pull out quite a ways here, and basically, if you look here, you see this seal around here, this rubber seal right here. It was just it was old, needs very stiff, and so it kind of started to actually break on me, which is why I was able to pull the cover off. You look down in the bottom of this cover here, you see all the seal material, this gasket material. It's all kind of crumbling and falling apart. But on both sides here, you can see where this seal was cracking, had to be pulled out, and like I said, very stiff. So that once that broke free, then it came right off. Now, looking at the timing chain here, I got all this slop right here. This drive side's pretty tight. Maybe it could pass and be fine, but while the engine's out, it's really easy to do this, so that's why I'm doing it now, and timing chains are pretty cheap now, so this way I know it's good. So yeah, kind of take this off and put the new one on. Alright, so when I'm going to take this off here, I'm going to try to do this as simply as possible so that I don't have to re-find top dead center or anything, but I'm just lining up. There's a mark on both of the pulleys here for the chain. So if these are at the same spot, opposite each other on the crank and the cam both, then when you pull them off, pull the gears off and put the new set on, if you line those up again, your crank and your cam, they're not going to move, so you aren't going to get off a gear or anything, or off a tooth. So this way you know that it's right. If you pull it off straight, don't turn anything, put it back on straight, then you know you have it right and you're not going to mess anything up. Alright, I got the bolts off here now, and if you look, there's that dowel pin right there, and it'll just pop right off over the top of that, and then that's how you take the top pulley off there, and everything's loose then. It'll come right off. Okay, so looking at my crank on here, it's kind of interesting because I'm looking at it and you can even see that really well. It looks like it almost looked like it was cracking on the end here. All the way around there's these marks on it, and I think what it is actually is from a pipe wrench on the end of the crank here. Somebody was turning the motor over with the pipe wrench and it cracked it or made these scratches in it here. So somebody obviously wasn't treating this engine very well at all, but it probably should still run for me, so I'm just going to go with it. Okay, so I'm pulling off this bottom gear here. Just got a 2-leg puller on it. It doesn't take too much effort, just simply with a wrench here, and it's not even enough to turn the motor over, so you don't have to worry about spinning it really, but it's just, you can see it, I'm just one hand not even all the way out on the wrench, and it's just kind of slowly coming off, so just be careful, go straight with it, but that gear should come right off for you. Okay, so I got the gear off here, and you see that obviously there's the 3 keyways for it, so you could get it a third of a rotation off. But thing to look at is you got this chamfered edge on it here on the inside. Just make sure that when you put the new one on that you get that chamfered edge on the inside again. Otherwise you won't have your marks on the outside. Okay, so putting this timing chain gear back on, basically, I know there's probably a better way to do this, but I'm just using a socket. Seems my go-to method, but fits over top of the shaft here large enough in the point on one of the hexes. It should fit around this the key on the gear here. So before I put this on, I'd already went around and scraped the gasket material off of here, so that's good and clean. And before I start pounding on here, I got the back side of this crank braced up against the engine stand here, so that I'm not pushing on the cranks and wearing out the bearings there. So it should be braced this way, so I'm not going to ruin those bearings. And just putting this on here, so just kind of pound it on. It should go fairly easily. You don't need to really whack on it. If you have to hit it too hard, it's probably not going on straight. You should probably stop and look at it to see if something's going wrong on it. Okay, so got the big gear out. So what I'm going to do, you line up, this dowel pin right here and this hole in the gear. And if you're wondering which side goes out, look at the mark on it. You see that dot, and then mark it up, match it up to the circle on this right here. That's for the factory setting. I was looking, the circle is for the factory. I believe the triangle is for advancing, and the square is for retarding the timing. But basically what you want to do, you put the chain on the bottom, and you have the chain on the top before you put the dowel on. And then you make sure that your marks are going to line up straight, and then you put the pin on. So if you're off one tooth, then stop, reset it, and make sure it's straight on before you get this top gear onto that dowel, and then you can tighten the bolts down. Okay, and so what I did here to put this on, instead of fighting it, what I did was I went on the back side of the engine on the flex plate, and I just turned it over a little bit to pull this, or to be able to turn this higher, this top gear in regards to turn the crankshaft to get this dowel hole higher so it's easier to put on. Then I turned it back, made sure my alignment pins or alignment marks are still straight on here. I don't have the bolts in yet, but you can see it's straight. I got the dowel pin in, and bolts are lined up now, so that makes it so much easier than trying to fight to try to get this dowel pin in that way. Okay, so I looked up the specs here on how tight to put these bolts on this upper gear here, and what it said was 20 foot-pounds and thread locker. So you just need a drop of it on here. But for 20 foot-pounds, I know it's not a lot, but I'm still going to do it in 2 or 3 increments. I'm thinking I'm going to go to 10 and then 20. And since I'm using this old bolts again, I'm actually just going to up it a little bit and go up to 25 for myself. Just a little bit, not too much so you don't strip it, but it makes me feel a little bit better with that 5 pounds higher, because when you get to these older bolts, they've already been stretched to the 20-pound mark. Hopefully that's what they were set to. And so if I go 25, then it will tighten it that little bit more, and you can stretch the bolts just that little bit again so that it's tight. Goes faster. Okay, so I stepped these bolts up in 3 different increments and tightened it down, and it did. I didn't even have it pressed up all the way tight before I had the bolts on, so I was tightening, and it brought it in tight against there. And you do that equally so that it sets flat again and flush against the face there. But now this is installed, and you can see here there's almost no play in this chain at all versus the other one that you could see this whole side was just really bad. So shows you what the new one looks like in comparison right there. But next step, I need to have a new gasket for this. You should always put a new gasket on if you're going to take it off. This one was all dry rotted out, so it definitely needed replaced. But got a new gasket for it, put the cover back on, and she'll be set. Okay, so I'm putting on my timing cover gasket here. I actually have the oil pan off because I was replacing that gasket also. But for as far as just the timing cover here, I bought a gasket from Felpro. It also came with the seal here that your harmonic balancer would go into. So I replaced that, just pulled it out, put a gasket sealer on the outside of there, and then I took some, it's called the Right Stuff. It's basically just a gasket maker, and so I only have 5 minutes, so I'm trying to do this quick after you apply it, but clean the surface off, and then I put some gasket maker there on the back side of the seal, front side of the seal, and over this corner right here so that I can get a good seal on it and get, that way there's just no chance of it leaking.